Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop. I've got a quick minute this morning and we're working on that CJ3A project again. And I've got a little bit of time to make a video, and today we're going to talk about rear floors because that's what I'm working on right now on that body restoration. It's been a while since we've been on this project, but I'm trying to keep a deadline, and we're trying to get it done as cost effectively as we can, so haven't had much time to make videos. But this rear floor that was original in here, it doesn't look terrible here. It's got some rust in the back and in the front here, and it's got a lot of little bends and twists and dips and dents, and it was going to look bad if we just put paint on it, and we didn't want to spend the time and straighten it out. So what we did, my customer got a floor from Classic Industries, I think it's called, and they make their products in the United States, and this is the first time I'm using one, but I'm going to show you some differences and just let you know what's different about that floor compared to an original. And I don't know, it's a good American made floor, but it's far from being correct. And you know, I'm not here trying to bash Classic Industries or anything, or you know, I just want to show you what you're going to get. If you're thinking of getting a floor and you want to get one from those guys, I just want to show you so you're not disappointed when you get it. So let me get the camera set up a little better, and I'll show you a few different things. Okay, we're going to talk about the beads first. And I know a Willys Jeep isn't like a, you know, a 57 Corvette or something that's going to go to a show and get judged all the time, and most guys don't really care how they put them together. But there are a handful of guys that are detail oriented, and they want to know what they're getting and what they have in their vehicle, and there are some judged events, and if this floor was in a vehicle, I think it would fail immediately. You'd lose points here very fast. And first thing we're going to do is look at the bead on the original floor, and I'll just use a little profile gauge here, and you can see we've got a fairly deep bead. And let's go over to this floor, and I think I can get you in here. I'm having a hard time focusing in there. The bead is completely different. It's very shallow, and it's got a very pronounced flat top on it. I'm trying to get you in there, I don't know. It's very hard to focus in there. There you go. It's nothing at all like the factory bead. And I think what they did was, I mean, they took the time to make a die probably to stamp this floor out, but they just didn't make the beads right. This looks like a later, oh, I don't know, in the later CJ5s and 7s in the 70s and 80s. This was the bead they used there. You can see it from a mile away. I mean, it's just terrible looking. I think what happened was they didn't have the tonnage on their stamping press to press in the correct bead. So I guess they just figured people would be okay with the wrong looking one. And the next area we're going to go to, now this is the little section here that your feet of the rear seat catch on. There's supposed to be a little piece of metal there. There's a drain hole in there, and your feet will slip right under there. Now on the original, I think you can see in here, the bead stops right there, and the bead stops right there, and it's flat in here. And when you get this one, as you can see, the bead runs right through, and you see how flat it is on top. It looks like it's it's not the right bead immediately, but they don't stop it at all. They just put the pocket on the side of it. So that doesn't really look right. And the next thing is where your footman loops go if you're going to put a half top on. And you can see in here pretty good. This is a nice kind of rounded stamping here, and it cuts into half the bead over here on both sides. You know, it cuts in, and then you got a flat area, your two footman loop holes, and then a drain hole in the center. When we go over here, you can see they left the beads intact, and they just came in square down here and in here, and it looks, you know, it doesn't really look anything like the original. It's hard to show you both at once, but I think you can see what I'm saying. And it's like that on all of them. And again, it's made out of 18 gauge steel. It's a nice looking panel if you didn't know any better. They've got the hat channel spot welded in. Very hot and a lot of pressure, so you get a very deep spot weld there, and that might look a little funny once you get paint on it, but it is spot welded properly. A little deep for my taste, but it's done right. So that's the floor. And probably 90% of the people out there will buy it, and they'll spend the money and they'll be very happy with it. But if you're doing a restoration, you're trying to be authentic, it's just not right. You know, it's just not going to look good. You'll be very disappointed if you look at the beads and immediately they just look wrong. It just looks like a later vehicle. So that's what's happening with the floor. I mean, we're using it in this one because it's new. He's going to put a floor mat in the back, so you're never going to see it. But, you know, it's not like they're charging just a little bit of money for these. You got to pay a pretty good amount of money. I think they're close to $350 or $400 for this floor, and it would be well worth it if it was correct, but it's not. And I just want people to know what they're going to get. Here we are on the bottom side, and as you've seen me do, like on my CJ3B body or other bodies that I build, you only get one chance to put any kind of protection under that hat channel, and I always put weldable primer under all my joints. You know that, you've seen me do it 100 times, and there's nothing under here, so you're basically starting just like you were, you know, 50-60 years ago with a vehicle. And now you've got raw steel on raw steel, and those do rot out fast. And when you get the floor, it's just a floor. I made this rear floor riser and the rear cross valance, but you can see here's that weldable primer, and it's underneath everywhere, and then we're spot welded on there. It really does make a difference, and it really will help your body last if you put that in there. You know, just a little tip for you if you're building your body. But there's the floors side by side. I think everybody can see what I'm talking about. You know, it's nice that there's American companies building parts, but I just don't understand why anybody can't get their dies right. I don't have a Filipino floor here to show you, because I really don't like their products either, but their floor that they make, the rear floor, even though it's that Filipino steel and it's got that horrible primer on it, it is much closer to being original looking than this classic floor. You know, I hate to say that, but they've adjusted their dies, and they're making their beads correct. Their pockets look much better, and they give you little knockouts where your rear floor seat sockets are going to go. We've got nothing back there. We're going to have to drill everything in. So just want everybody to be aware. of what's out there and what you're going to get when you buy a rear floor. I'm not really happy with this one, but like I say, we're trying to save money, and we're on a very tight schedule with this project, so we just got to use anything. It's much faster than me building a floor correctly. So this is what we're going with, and this is what we took out. Okay guys, we're just going to make a short video and end it here. I hope this helps you make a decision whether you're going to buy a floor or not, or fix your original floor, or whatever you're going to do. I just wanted to bring some facts to you and show you what's going on here, and you can make a decision for yourself. Okay, I've got the side panels for this vehicle made, and I'm spot welding those together today, and then we'll spot weld them to this rear floor, and we'll have the whole rear section done. And I've got some front floors to put in, I've got some front side panels to put in, and then we got to straighten the cowl out, and I'll show you how I do that. And body's coming along nicely, and if I have time, from every now and again I'll bring you a video on it, and I'll show you some other projects as well. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, send a comment, let me know what you think. Anything you'd like to see, just give a shout, comment in the section below, and try and get stuff out there for you. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.